Okay, great. I think let's start now. Good morning to one and all. So I'm Rajdeep. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Revisor. And today's webinar is all about the AP, which is Advanced Placement Courses. Uh, just a second. Yes. To start off with, at Revisor, we are a high school support company which assists students worldwide to achieve their high school academic goals. And our largest focus area is between grade 9 to grade 12 students. And our area of expertise lies in helping students for their PSAT prep, SAT prep, ACT prep. In addition to that, also advanced placement courses, right? And our focus for today is largely going to be the advanced placement courses. However, if in case you have more questions, feel free to drop in the chat section. At the end of the webinar, I'm going to drop my number and my email ID as well. So if you have any of the questions related to PSAT, SAT, ACT as well, feel free to reach out to us later on at the end of the webinar, and we'll be happy to answer those queries as well. However, for today, we're going to stick to mostly the advanced placement courses. We as a company have about 5 years of experience and help almost about 3,000 odd students to pursue their dream to study abroad. As of now, we are operating in 6+ countries. We have helped students from 6+ countries or almost about 15+ cities across India. With that, I think with that small introduction, let me deep dive into the key takeaways from the webinar today. And I think what we're going to do is we will start from what AP exams are, why one should write it, how the exam structure for the AP exam looks like, how the scoring works, how the score distribution works, what one needs to do to ace those exams. And I think the bigger question, which I think I hear it from almost all the parents, saying, how do we figure out which is the right AP for our kid, right? So we have kind of tried doing that through some videos, and we will be sharing few links as well. So this is going to be a very, very important slide for a lot of the parents who have this doubt in terms of saying, which is the right AP if I want to pursue, let's say, computer science engineering, or if I want to pursue, let's say, mechanical engineering, what should be that right AP? How do you search for the AP college credit? Like, would it be beneficial? Would I get an AP college credit if I do, let's say, calculus PC? Let's say, if I want to do mechanical engineering, would it make sense for me to do AP history? So all those questions will be answered in this. And then towards the end of it, we're going to talk about our offering at Revisor and how do we as a company help students to achieve their AP scores. With that introduction, let me go on to what the AP exams are. So AP exams are basically they're college level exams which test you on specific subjects, right? So they test your specific subject matter knowledge, which could be up until grade 11th and grade 12th content level, right? The other important thing to note here is AP happens only once a year, which is in the month of May, which becomes very, very critical because, a lot of IB schools, actually all the IB schools have their exams around that time. So it becomes really important for them to plan it well ahead of time because it's right in the middle of their exams. Right? For CBSE and ICSE students or state board students still works fine because their exams are generally in the month of Feb and March. So they are still okay because this exam is happening in the month of May. So I think that's an important important point to note because it's not like SAT, which happens 4 or 5 times a year. Currently, there are about 38 AP test options available all across the world that one can take. And all these 38 subjects falls under 7 major categories. And these 7 major categories are listed here. They call something called AP Capstone Diploma Program. Then you have arts, then you have English, then you have history and social science, maths and computer science, sciences, AP World Language and Culture. Right. So among these 7 main headers, you have these 38 subjects. For example, within English, you will have AP Language and Literature, and you will have another AP for the language and composition. Similarly, under Maths and Computer Science, you will have AP Calculus AB, Calculus BC, AP Statistics. Can you please put yourself on mute? I can hear someone. Okay, thanks. Sorry. Yeah, so these are the main 7 subject categories that we have. With that, let me move on to the next component, which is benefit of AP exam. right? Why should one write the AP exam? And I think that's the biggest question that everybody asks. Now, there are different reasons one should write an AP exam. Now, one of the reasons could be you want to strengthen your college application, right? If you want to do that, I think AP is one of the best way to showcase that you're good in academics. So that could be one reason why you will write AP. Or second reason could be, let's say, for example, for some reason you have not done well in grade 10 maths, right? But you want to showcase to the college saying that, you know what, that's just a one-off case. I was not well, or there were some circumstances under which I couldn't perform, but I know maths really well. In that case, you could go ahead and probably write an AP Calculus AB or an AP Calculus BC and get a good score to showcase the college that, you know, that's an exception. I'm actually good at a subject, right? So you could do it to showcase that you are good in a particular subject. You could show that you have done more than what your peers have done, right? So let's say if everyone has done a, let's say if you're in CBSE curriculum, standard science student, then you've done physics, chemistry, maths, bio, and let's say English, right? Now you want to showcase that you've done more than that, and you have taken a rigorous program and you have proven that you have gotten 5 on 5. That helps you. You can always write that in your college application. That's one of the main reasons why a lot of people write it. Though the timeline when you should write it, which grade you should write it will vary. And we are going to discuss that also in terms of what should be the right time when you should write it if you're purely doing it for your college admission process. The second reason why a lot of people write AP exam is because they want to earn college credits. I'm sure all of you are aware that in US education system, when you go to the college, you have to meet certain criteria of credits, right? So you have certain criteria of credits that you have to finish every semester and certain criteria of credits that you have to do at the end of 4 year to graduate, right? So let's say if you have done AP Calculus AB, you get a certain score, which we're going to discuss in the slide later, you will get credits for it. And all these credits are transferable. So these credits will be taken care by your college as well. So a lot of people do it for college credit. Now, how does college credit help? It indirectly helps you to save cost because in US, you are paying for each and every credit that you are basically trying to get, right? So you are paying for every credit. So if in case you have gotten those credits while writing AP exam while you are in India, you have saved cost. The second important thing that it helps is you save actually time, and that time could be utilized in different ways. For example, let's say if I've done AP Calculus, right? So that means I can skip semester 1 maths course, right? Now there are different ways how, like when we talk to these students who are currently in college, we talk to them and figure out how does AP help. So I think they had different perspectives. So I was talking to one of the students and you know what, they said that, you know, because I had 3 APs, I had less workload in my first semester, and that helped me to transition better in my college. I was not overloaded with work right from semester 1. I was able to adjust to the environment, started learning how to cook, how to wash my clothes and all of that. So I had more time to do all of that and slowly I got adjusted, right? So it helps students that way. On the other hand, there are some other students who said, you know what, because I had AP, so what I did, I got extra credit. Now I want to do an extra minor or an extra major. And that helped me to take more courses because I could skip this course. And that helped me to graduate early. So within 4 years itself, I could get 2 majors instead of spending 5 or 5.5 years. So again, indirectly, it could help you save time. It could help you save cost. It all depends on how you want to do it. As I said, when you are doing it only for college credit purpose, there are different grades when you could do it. There are different times when you could do it. And we are going to discuss that as well. The last point is it helps you earn academic scholarships and awards. Now, there is no college which directly say that you're going to get any scholarship based on AP courses. However, you know, when you showcase the strength in your application, right? When you're strengthening your application by doing multiple APs, indirectly, you are forcing the college to say, you know what, I'm a meritorious student. Why don't you give me a merit scholarship, right? So college might be forced to give you merit scholarship. So directly, there is no scholarship attached to AP exam, but indirectly, yes, because that helps you to strengthen your application, right? So these are different reasons why one should write APs. Now with that, since now we know the benefits of AP, I'm sure a lot of you must be interested in knowing how the exam structure looks like and how important, I mean, how easy to kind of manage it along with your school curriculum. Let's get into the exam structure next. So largely, as I said, AP exams are a direct replica of your school level exam. So it's as long as your school level exam. So they're from 2 to 3 hours long. In most of the papers, you have two sections. The first one is the multiple choice question, and there is no negative marking for the multiple choice question. That means you are scored based on the number of questions that you answer correctly. The second part that you have is a free response, wherein you will have to write your answer and submit it. Right? So that's a pen and pencil, paper and pencil exam. But you have to write your response with the pen. But yes, this is the major difference from all the other standardized tests, be it PSAT, be it SAT, be it ACT, because here you have to write and give the detailed explanation of your answers. Right? So that's one of the major difference between the AP and the other standardized testing. Now, with that, let me move on to how the scoring works. Right? So APs are generally scored on a scale of 5 points. And if in case you get 5 on 5, that means you are extremely well qualified, and that's equivalent to getting a college level course grade of A or A star, A plus or A star. If you get a 4 and 5, that's very well qualified, which is equivalent to A minus B, B plus. Now this A minus B, B plus actually varies from college to college, and I'm going to show that. How is that related, right? Then you have 3 on 5, which is qualified, 2 on 5, and 1 on 5. So generally, one should try and get either a 4 on 5 or a 5 on 5. Anything less than that may not help you in your college application. Definitely will not help you in strengthening your college application. And at the same point of time, it's also not going to help you to get credits. Okay, now we have some interesting stats from last year AP scores, right? And we wanted to add this slide to showcase few important things and few inferences, take few inferences out of it. Remember, we were talking about different categories. So this is the English category. So within English category, you have language and composition, and you have literature and composition. Now this showcase that in 2020, there are 9.3% people who got 5 on 5, and there are about 13% people who got 5 on 5 in language and composition, literature and composition. Similarly, let's look at a couple of other subjects. Now, within the sciences, AP Biology, only 9.5% students got 5 on 5. AP Physics 1, 8.8%. AP Physics C, Electricity and Magnetism, 40.4%. So that's a big percentage. AP Physics C Mechanics, 41.6%. Literally, almost about 42% students got 5 on 5. And then even if you look at 4 on 5, that's another 26. So that's roughly about 70% students who actually got either 4 on 5 or 5 on 5. Right? So that means, indirectly, you could always say that you have a 70% chance of getting a 4 on 5 or a 5 on 5 in AP Physics C Mechanics or AP Physics C Electricity and Magnetism. Let's look at a couple of more subjects. So the next, if you remember the 7 categories, there was one category called Maths and Computer Science. So within Maths and Computer Science, you have AP Calculus BC. There was 45% students who got 5 on 5 and another 17% student who got 4 on 5. So that's roughly about, again, 67 odd percent. That's a big percentage, right? Similarly, now if you look at, on the other side, if you look at AP Computer Science Principal, you had about 10.9% students who got 5 on 5 and about 23% students who got 4 on 5. Let's look at a couple of other subjects, and then I'll come to the inference, what we are trying to make out of all of this data, right? The next section that we have is history and social science. Now, if you look at it, you have microeconomics here. So be it micro or macroeconomics, if you look at it, you have almost about 20% students who got 5 on 5 and almost about 25 to 30% students got a 4 on 5. So that's again almost about 50% students just in the bracket of 4 on 5 or a 5 on 5, right? Whereas on the other hand, if you look at AP World History, you only have 9.2% student who got a 5 on 5. Now, what's the inference are we trying to make here, right? So all the subjects that you had seen, which were highlighted in green, right? Like AP Physics C Mechanics, AP Physics C Electricity Magnetism, AP Calculus AB, AP Calculus BC, all these subjects, I mean, it's easier to get a 5 on 5 or a 4 on 5. And hence, it's strongly recommended to take these subjects if you can. On the other hand, the subjects which were in red, you have lesser chances to get a 5 on 5. So if in case you have an option to decide between the two subjects, you can always also look at these past data points and see where the scoring is better, right? And accordingly take a call. Remember, 4 on 5 will also help as much as 5 on 5 in most of the universities. And how do we figure that out? We are going to see that in next couple of slides. I think that's what we are going to move to next, right? So that's the point, right? So the point that you want to drive home from here is there are certain subjects for which the scaling is slightly lenient. So you want to make sure that you try and go for these subjects if in case it's possible. And there are certain subjects for which the scaling itself is really difficult, right? So you might want to skip that subject until unless you feel that this subject will help you strengthen your application, right? So if it's about strengthening the application, then you're not going to look at the green and the red signals. But if it's just about getting credits, then you might want to look at this data and decide, you know what, these are the APs that I want to do in this year, and these are the APs that I want to do next year. And accordingly, we're going to decide that, right? I hope that answers the question. So I also want to just interfere here and say, if in case you guys have any question in between, please keep putting it on the chat section. At the end of the session, I'm going to start going back and start taking all the questions. So if you have any question at any particular slide, please keep putting that on the chat section and I can take it later. Yeah. Great. With that, let me move on to the next slide. And I think this is an important slide because lots and lots of parents come and say, you know what, how do we figure out which is the right AP for my child, right? And you know, there are certain objective ways to figure that out. And that's what we're gonna try and target here in the next slide. So there is a particular link here. Actually, give me yes. So I think Sakshi, can you please put that link in the chat section? So on the AP, so you guys know that AP is conducted by an organization called College Board. So on the College Board website, they have provided a link. On that link, you can go and you can connect your AP to a major and the careers that you want to pursue, right? And we have simulated one such example here. Let's go through that example and see what happens. So what you need to do is you have to choose a category. Let's say I'm doing it based on the major. You do a subject area. Let's say I want to do science or maths or technology. That's the area that I want to decide. Now between that, you have to figure out the major that you want to do, right? So for example, let me pick mechanical engineering, right? So in case I want to do mechanical engineering, you click on see results and it will show you that, you know, these are the 8 AP courses which is recommended for this particular major, right? AP Biology, AP Calculus AB, BC Chemistry, Computer Science A, Computer Science Principal, AP Physics C, Electricity Magnetism, AP Physics C, Mechanics. So if you do these, any of 1, 2, 3, 4 APs out of these APs, in most of the colleges, you will get credits, and it will also help you to strengthen your application. And at the same time, these courses are more related or relevant to the career choices or the major that you have decided. Apart from mechanical, they also list down 7 other career options. These career options will also relate to the same AP courses, right? So we have already posted the link for this. I think we have, because of short of time, we have done it for one particular major. Please feel free to go back. If in case you have figured out the major that your child wants to pursue, you can always go back, look at that major and see what are the AP courses that the student should write and then pick from there. If in case you have figured out a career option for the child, you can again go back based on the career option and do this activity. Like we have also showcased that in the last. Now there is another interesting thing, right? So a lot of parents do come back and say, you know what, at this point of time, I'm not very sure about the college that I want to go to, right? Or my kid wants to go to. And I also don't know in terms of the Sorry, just a second. Just a second. Yes. Sorry for the interruption. Yes. So basically, what you could do is, Sakshi, can you also put the link for this particular thing in the chat section? I think that will help.
For
Yeah.
the presentation or for the sites?
For the credit as well, for the AP credit policy also.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Yeah. Great. So I think what you could do is, in the early stage, let's say if the student is in grade 9 and grade 10, you may not know which college you want to go to, right? But you probably would have made a list of certain 10, 15 colleges. So what you could do is, you could go to this particular link, you could write down the name of the college. Let's say we have taken an example of Stanford University. When you click on it, it's going to show you what are the different APs that they accept. So for example, it says you can look at AP Calculus AB, BC, chemistry, Chinese language literature, computer science, Latin, physics, and so on. So this will help you figure out what are the different APs that this particular college accepts, right? Now, if you see, there is another important criteria here. I was always talking about 4 on 5 or 5 on 5, right? Now, the reason is, if you look at it, for example, if you look at AP Calculus AB, if you get a 5 on 5, the number of credits that you get is 8, right? And the equivalent maths course is maths 19 and 20. So you can actually skip math 19 and 20 if you get a 5 on 5 in AP Calculus AB. If you get a 4 on 5 in AP Calculus BC, which is let's say a next level of AP Calculus, and you get a 8, you basically still get 8 credits if you get a 4 on 5, and you can skip math 19 and 20. However, if you get a 5 on 5 in Calculus BC, you get a total of 10 credits. And the subjects that you can skip are math 90, maths 20, and maths 21. So that means the student can actually skip math courses in 3 semesters and straight away move on to the math subject for the 4th semester, right? So that's how this link can help you to figure out. So if you have a list of certain colleges, it could be 10, 15, 20 colleges, you can go to this link and figure out the APs that these colleges accept and what is the credit that they give. Credit you may not be interested at this point of time, but at least what you would be interested to know is what are the APs that they kind of accept. And this is in general with irrespective of the major that you want to pursue, because first year is going to be very common, and hence most of these courses will be accepted irrespective of any course that you wish to do, right? With I hope this is clear. With this, let me move on to the next slide, which is largely talking about how do you ace your AP exam, right? So there are different techniques or strategies that one can adopt to ace the AP test. And one of the most important thing is start now, right? Start as soon as possible. Plan your AP prep really early, right? Because as I have already said in the past, AP happens only once a year, which is in the month of May. So you want to make sure that you are well prepared for it, and it requires a good amount of depth in a particular subject. Remember, it's not like SAT and ACT where you have a breadth. Here you have a depth within the subject, and hence you want to make sure that you prepare really well for it, right? So start as soon as possible. Start at the right time. Now, remember, in one of the slides I said there are different benefits of AP, and for different benefits, you can actually write APs at different point of time. For example, if in case you're writing your AP to strengthen your application, you have to finish your APs by grade 11 summer break. That means before your 12th start, the May in that year, you should be finishing all your APs because in the month of October same year, your college applications will start going. So you need to have your scores before that time, right? However, if you want to write your APs purely for college credit purpose, you can actually write your APs even after your grade 12th in the summer that you get after your 12th and before you go to the college. in that May, you can actually write your AP exams, right? So that's also one of the important factors that you need to figure out why you are writing that AP, and then accordingly figure out what is the right time to do that AP. Like we have a lot of these students who actually do maybe 2 or 3 APs before to strengthen their application, and later on they actually do about another 2 or 3 APs after they're set for their colleges. They know this is the college I'm going to go to, so they will go to that particular college, figure out what APs are useful and which can help them to get credits. And after 12, since that summer they are pretty free, they will finish a few APs and that will help them save cost. So that's also one of the reason why people can write APs, right? So that's important. Start as soon as possible. Utilize the right study material. Make sure you are, unfortunately for AP exams, you don't have plethora of resources. So you have to make sure when you're starting your prep, the first thing that you need to do is you have to collect all your study material with you, right? And make sure that you have the right set of material and use them correctly. As I said, you don't have unlimited tests, you will have very limited tests. You don't want to waste them right in the beginning. First, make sure you have gone through the content, prepare well for the content, and then start doing those mock tests, right? The next point is take practice tests. Just to add another thing, not just practice tests, try and take official practice tests. So if you go to the College Board website on AP, you'll be able to see that the College Board has themselves released almost about last 10-year papers. They have obviously not released the entire paper. They've only released the free response questions, not the MCQ ones. So you can always go and look at all the free response questions and practice each and every question from there. That's a very, very useful resource. They obviously, for a reason, not release MCQs, because I'm assuming every time they don't want to create all 40, 50, 60 question new. So they might be reusing those questions and hence they don't release the MCQs. But at least free response question, you can make sure you have practiced them well enough. Maintain a schedule. As I said, that's again very, very important because AP happens once a year. I know I'm repeating it time and again, but that's a very important criteria. You cannot miss the bus in case of AP, because if you do, then it's only the next year that you can actually write this exam. Ask for help. If in case you feel that your prep is not going as per what you have planned, do ask for help. I mean, you can reach out to companies like us, you can reach out to your seniors, reach out to people who have done AP courses, reach out to your friends who are doing AP prep, right? You know, almost remember all your peers who are doing AP prep, they're doing it on their own, right? Or taking help from someone. So no harm in reaching out to them, talking to them and figuring out what APs they're doing, how they are doing. I mean, I'm sure they must have collated some study material. You could use that, share your material. Remember, you're not fighting with these, right? I mean, we have already showed you the data. It's almost about 20-25% students who get 515, right? So they are not your competition. So remember, I mean, with your peers, I'm sure you will be learning a lot more. So make sure that you are studying with other students as well, right? So these are few, I know these are general tips because, APs are very subject oriented. We couldn't give subject specific tips because otherwise this webinar is going to be too long. And hence these are general tips that we want to share for your AP prep. With that, let me move on to the next important point. We have covered everything with regards to the AP until this point. Now, I think the point that I want to touch upon here is the testing timelines, right? Now, I'm sure there are students in the and the parents who are here whose kids are in either grade 9, 10th, 11th, and 12th. And in different years, you have to plan your prep differently, right? For example, in grade 9, that's a time when most of the students write PSETs. Grade 10th is again when a lot of students write PSET. PSET is a practice SET, right? And that's also the time when a lot of students start preparing for your SAT exam, right? So either you should write your SAT exam in grade 10 or early grade 11. Early grade 11th is something that you should definitely finish doing your AP prep. Once that is done, I think what is the right time to do AP now, right? So there are different times. Now, one thing could be between your 10th and 11th, the summer break that you get, that could probably be the time when you can write your AP exam, but you have to be very cautious and you'll have to pick the subject very, very wisely there, right? You can't pick a very content heavy subject. Like you can't probably do AP physics mechanics, or you can't do AP chemistry in grade 10, it's going to be really, really difficult for the child. However, I know, let's say in IB or in IG, if somebody is doing an ag math and they are already doing additional math, that means they have done some bit of calculus, right? So in that case, these students can actually think about doing AP calculus AB at least right after their grade 10 and before their grade 11 start, so that they can at least, or they could have at least finished one AP during that period, right? If not that, then the summer of grade 11, that means after grade 11 and before your grade 12 start, that's the time when you have to write your APs, right? That's the only window that you get if you want to write your APs to strengthen your application. So if in case you're planning to write 3 APs, and if you have not done any AP in grade 10, that means you will have to do all those 3 AP in grade 11 summer itself, right? So that means you have to start preparing for it in your grade 11 around this time, at least 6 to 7 month prep is what is required. And then you will be able to write it in grade 11 in the summer of grade 11th and 12th, right? So that's one. You can also see that we have mentioned write APs even in grade 12th. And I think in the last slide, I've already talked about it. If in case you are purely writing APs to get college credits, you can always do that even after grade 12, the summer between your grade 12 and before you go to the college. You can write your AP exam during that period, right? But remember, that will not help you in your college application. That's purely for credits, right? So obviously with credits, you save cost and you save time, right? So that's how the timelines generally looks like. So the best thing to do is SAT, ACT, try and finish either in the summer break of 10th or in the first semester of grade 11th latest. Start focusing on your AP by this time. Start preparing for AP around this time, and then by by May of this year, if you're in grade 11th and you're getting into grade 12, you finish your APs, and then the remaining time that you have, the next 6 months, you're just spending on making sure your college application. You're working on your college apps, you're working on your essays, you're working on, you are obviously working on your profile development throughout the 4 years. But yes, this will help you to kind of spend more time towards your college application and essays. You can see subject SAT in this slide. Sorry for that. Subject SATs are no longer being offered by College Board. So you will not have any subject SATs anymore. And hence the importance of AP courses have increased in the last 1 year. So in this year, February, College Board came out and they said they are going to stop subject SATs. Because subject SAT had same maths, physics, chemistry, and it was kind of repetitive with AP, and hence they decided to discontinue subject SAT. So please ignore subject SATs written in the slide. In place of that, you only have AP exams now. I hope the timelines are clear. If in case there are questions, feel free to put it on the chat section. With that, let me move on to the next slide, wherein I'm going to talk about what we have to offer at Revisor and how we kind of help students to prepare for APs. So for every subject, the student will have roughly about 40 hours of live classes with experienced faculties. Along with every session that they do, they have assignments that they need to go back and work upon. And these assignments are being curated by putting hundreds of hours of time behind it. And what we have done is we have gotten the whole of last 10-year papers, including the MCQs and free response, and we have segregated them into smaller units. So as and when a student is done with a particular unit class, they also do the assignment for that particular thing, right? So that way, the student is able to understand what is the style of questioning which is being asked finally in the exam, right? Which is very, very important. So that is what it covers during the assignment period. Then we do a unit-wise test. So once a unit is done, just to evaluate the understanding of every student and to know where they stand, are they good at moving to the next section now? We will do a short unit test. And post that, at the end, we have dedicated almost about a month and a half just for doing the full-length test, wherein we would be spending, we will be doing about 6+ full-length mock tests. And all these mock tests will be corrected by the faculty live in front of the students, and they will get the feedback for every test that they write. In addition to all of this, students get access to an LMS, the learning management system from us, which will have the class notes, which will have the slides, which will have video content, which will have unit-wise tests and assignments. So all of this would also be collated at one place and given to every student. So let's say if in case they want to go back and revisit any particular concept, they could do that through these videos. They could go back and revisit the notes that are being provided by us. So they can use this LMS at any point of time in the next 1 year. And obviously they can always ask for doubt clarification sessions. So this is what we have to offer for the AP courses. Now, obviously we can't do all the courses that are listed under AP. So we have picked few courses based on our strength. And these are the AP courses that we do or that we offer under Reviser. To name a few, under maths category, we do AP Calculus AB, AP Calculus BC, AP Statistics. So these are the 3 APs that we do under maths. Then for economics, we do AP Microeconomics, Macroeconomics. For computer science, there are 2 APs, AP Computer Science A and AP Computer Science Principles. For physics, you have Physics 1, Physics 2, Physics C, Electricity and Magnetism, and Physics C, Mechanics. We do all 4 of them. And we do AP Biology and AP Chemistry. So these are the 14 APs that we kind of offer at Reviser for the upcoming year, and we've offered in the last 2-3 years as well. So with that, I think I have covered all the content that I had to. Thanks a lot. Thanks everyone for listening in. I know I'm gonna take the questions from here on. Let me go on to the chat section and start picking up the questions. So now is the time, guys. Please start posting questions on the chat section. If you want to unmute yourself, you can do that and do it on audio also. That's also fine. Okay, let me start taking few questions. Okay, I'll start from the beginning. We have a question from Mr. Amit. What is the base population for percentage grade breakout? Is it worldwide or India based? Amit, this is worldwide, not India based. This percentage is worldwide, not India based. I have another question from Pragun Jain. Is it recommended to do 2 APs of the same subject like calculus? I would not recommend Pragun to do that. And let me take this specific example of AP calculus, right? Now, if you see, especially AP calculus, and that's the only AP which is kind of overlapping between the two. AP calculus, AP AB is like a subset of AP calculus BC. So AP calculus BC is a bigger version of AB. So if you're writing AP calculus BC, you get 2 scores. You get a subscore, which is for AP calculus AB, and you get a score for AP calculus BC as well. So you don't have to write AB and BC both. Just write BC if you want to write BC. You will get score for AB as well and for BC as well. So for some reason, if you don't do well in the BC, they will give you a sub score for AB, and you can use that for your AP calculus AB, right? So I hope that answers your question, Pragan. I have another question from Amit. Is the AP exam alone will decide the grade, or any other co-curricular activities is required? So Amit, if I've understood the question correctly, when you say grade, you meant 5 on 5, 4 on 5, 3 on 5, right? So if that's a question, it's purely based on that.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Next question that I have is from Mr. Vivek. I think it's sent to me privately. What is the validity period for my AP scores? Scores are valid for 5 years, Vivek. AP scores are valid for 5 years. So you have enough window to write the AP exam. Next question I have from Pragun Jain. How to study for AP and where to look for past papers? I guess this question was probably put in before I had shown that slide. I think I've given you all the detailed instruction in terms of how one can start preparing for AP. And also I've shown where you can go and look for past year papers. So you can, again, College Board is the organization which conducts APs. Go to the College Board website. You'll be able to find the past year papers there, but obviously only the free response one. You will not be able to find the MCQ ones. You'll either have to go and buy it from the College Board website, or you'll have to probably hunt for it online, and you might, I mean, if you have a good luck, you might figure out few. Next question I have is from Shubha. How important is AP with respect to Indian colleges? Okay, it's not important at all, Shubha. No college in India will ask you for AP. I think most of the colleges are not even aware about AP, at least the Indian colleges, right? So, BITS for sure will not ask for any AP at all. Next question is from Anu. Are you offering AP chemistry? I think I have answered that question, Anu, on the slides. Yes, we do offer AP chemistry. Next question I have is from Mr. Lokesh. I'm gonna take that. Okay. What is the next question we have from Sunita. What is the overlap between AP portion of calculus BC, physics and chem APs, and what's the JEE exams cover? Okay, I'm not very clear. Let me try and rephrase this question, Sunita. So what you meant was between JEE portions and AP portions, if I'm looking at calculus BC, physics and chem, what's the overlap? I think that's the question that you're asking, right? Okay, yes, your answer is yes. Okay. Okay, let me answer one at a time. So I'm a graduate from BITS Pilani. So I did my engineering from BITS Pilani. I am a mechanical graduate. I graduated in 2015. So I did go through that JEE, regular JEE grind. So I think I should be able to answer this question. Now, when you look at calculus BC, remember in JEE, you don't just have calculus. Calculus is only about 20% of your entire, 20 to 25% of your entire JEE maths portion, right? So obviously, there is no direct correlation. Would AP calculus and let's say JEE calculus similar? Yes, it is similar. Is the style of questioning similar? No, they're very different. AP are more aligned towards IG and IB style. So they are more guiding in nature. So they're not, okay, let me give you an example, right? So if they have to ask a question, there, our CBSE, ICSE or JEE style would be, what is the value of X? Find the value of X, right? Whereas IG, IB or AP style of question would be, they'll say, find the value of Z, find the value of Y. Now using Z and Y, find the value of X, right? So they will guide you in that direction. They'll at least nudge you in that solution. Whereas in our JEE or in our CBSE and ICSE, it's very straightforward. Find the value of X, right? So you figure out Z, Y and X, right? So that's the difference there. Between physics and chem, there is an overlap, but and obviously the student who are preparing for JEE, they will always be able to do better in the physics and chem. But I think one thing that you need to note here, Sunita, is the timing. Remember, the student is writing this exam after grade 11 in the summer break. Whereas in your JEE prep, you would probably have covered only 50% of the portion by the time, or let's say 60% of the portion. So you still have about 30 to 40% of portion that you still need to cover, right? So that is the portion that you need to start preparing well ahead of time, right? So if in case you're preparing outside, in that case, you should probably go and talk to these people and figure out what are the subjects or what are the topics they would be covering by this time, and the remaining topics you have to cover on your own or take help for those topics, right? So, and this is applicable for all the students in grade 11. If you are in a science student, you're actually doing physics and chem, right? And, but the challenge here is that they not only test your grade 11 knowledge, they also test your grade 12 knowledge. Unless it's something like if you decide to do AP Physics C Mechanics. Now, AP Physics C Mechanics is something that you do in grade 11. That's the first bit that you do in grade 11, irrespective of the curriculum. So it's an easier AP to crack, right? As opposed to AP Physics, Electricity and Magnetism. Almost every curriculum does it in grade 12, right? So that means that's a different AP to crack, and you will have to take additional prep. You'll have to do additional prep for it, right? So I think depending on subject to subject, you will have to take that call. I hope that answers your question, Ms. Sunita. If there's a follow-up question, please feel free to put in. Great, thanks. Okay, next we have a question from Ms. Ritu Kalwani. How do you register for AP exam? Great question. So Ritu, you can go to College Board website. If you go to AP College Board website, there's a registration link. So you register there directly on the AP College Board website. The registration is very similar to the SAT registration. So if the child has already done SAT, you could use the same College Board login credentials and write the register for the AP exams. Next, I have a question from Srinidhi. Good morning, sir. I have a question. Hey, Srinidhi, please go ahead and ask your question now. Sorry, I didn't see your hand. Sorry.
Yeah, good morning, sir. Actually, it was a great presentation with a lot of information. My daughter is, she studies in Greenwood High and she's in the IB curriculum. So she's taken up 3 HL subjects, math, physics, and chemistry. But she's planning to do biomedical engineering. So do you recommend her doing AP Bio?
And has she done, okay, this is.
Yeah, she's done, she came from ICSE background. So she's taken, she had done bio in 9th and 10th grade. But since it's time for her college admissions, she decided to go with biomedical engineering just recently. So now we are not sure if we have to do AP Bio or just go with the college.
So it's not mandatory to do AP Bio.
Okay.
Right? If she can, if you think she has time to do it, because it's going to be a good effort, right? It's not going to be easy for her.
Okay.
Because AP Bio, if you remember from my data points, was one of the difficult APs.
Yes,
crack,
yes,
right?
yes.
So it is going to be difficult. So there are different data points that I will consider, right? And probably post presentation, you should look at that. One is the percentage of people who get 5 on 5 is less for AP Bio. Second, I think you should go to that link and see what are your target college. And when you put biomedical engineering there, does it showcase bio? And what are the other subjects it tells you to do, right? And if in case you have other subjects which you can do, you could probably go ahead with that. I think the call that you should take is probably based on the time she can commit, because AP Bio is not going to be very, very easy for her.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I think depending on the amount of work that's already there right now on their plate, it's way too much. So I'm just wondering if she'll be able to accommodate for AP Bio or not was the other question. So, okay, I think your pointers should help us decide on whether to go ahead with the AP Bio. But I have a couple of more questions. My son is in 10th grade right now, and he's planning to take up IB curriculum as well. So he's also planning to take math, physics, and chemistry as his HL subjects. So, but he's more inclined towards math major and computer major. So do you still recommend to do AP calculus, because he'll be doing IB HL math? So do you still recommend AP calculus for him?
So if he gets good grade in HL, and if you see that he has a good trajectory and he has done well in 9th and 10th as well, then you can skip that calculus.
Okay.
Right? Because you will anyways get credits for your IBHL course.
So do we get equal number of credits for IBHL and AP course?
In most of the courses, yes. I mean, there is no general answer to it, but for most of the courses, yes, you do.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. And you get enough credits if you are doing HL subjects for IB.
Okay. Okay. So then,
so for IB student, I think it's ideally recommended to not repeat the same subject which they are doing as HL. Unless they have not done well in HL and they want to showcase that they're good at it, then there could be an option.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. But then he has to do, I think, AP computers then, right? If he wants to take up
he should do that. He should do that because, you know, I mean, if he wants to do computer major, then he will anyways need to study computer science. So it's better if he can build some base in the next 2 years or so.
Got it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Rajdeep sir.
Welcome, ma'am. Thanks. Okay, with that, let me take on to the next question. From Sunita, I have another question. Is the 2022 exam an offline exam? Great question, Sunita. So even 2021 gave both the options. They had online and offline exam this year. So students who wanted to go and do offline did offline as well. We had students who did offline, and students who were not very comfortable, they did online. So just like schools are giving you option to either send your kid or not to send the kid, same with the College Board as well. 2022 is like, I mean, May is still 6-7 months, so we don't know how the situation would be. But yeah, I think we should be prepared that it would be online and offline both. I mean, that's my take right now, but we don't know how things will pan Next, I have another question from Sia. Do AP exams offer any advantage for post-graduation applications? No, Sia. There is no advantage for post-graduate application. And I think you should recheck. I'm not the right person probably because we are in the undergrad segment space. So I would know a lot about undergrad, but not so much for postgrad, unfortunately. So I would say, I don't think it helps, but you should still go back and check on the college website. Next, I have a question from Dia. Can I take an AP for a subject that I don't have in school? ATM. Yes, Dia, you can definitely take a AP for a subject that you don't do it in school. It's just that you need to be ready to put in more time and effort towards it because since you're not doing it in school, it's going to take more time, right? So yes, you can definitely take it. Like school and AP subjects, there's no restriction, there's no correlation there, right? Then I have another question from Ms. Sunita. How many APs would you recommend that a child takes? Is there an ideal number? There is no ideal number. So if you do 4 APs, you get diploma. There's something called AP diploma. So if you want that, then you can target 4 APs. Obviously, you have to get a certain grades, 4-on-5 and 5-on-5. I don't remember the exact criteria for it. I can go back and check. But if that's the target, then you can do. Then you can think about writing 4 APs. But no, there is no such recommendation as such. I think you should do it depending on. See, if in case you think in your child's case, it's the ACADS which is the strength, and he or she is not so good in, let's say, other extracurricular activities, and it's the academic, it's the academic profile which is very, very strong, and you want to strengthen that profile, then you want to do as many APs as possible, right? Because you want to compensate for other things. You want to say that, you know what, my child is not so interested in music, sports, and blah, 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 but then he's very aligned towards academics, right? And hence he has done, here are the 5 APs. Here is a proof for that, right? So colleges want to know what the child was doing. If they were not doing A, then they should be doing B and C. If not B, then they should be doing A and C. Like they should be doing something, right? And if, especially if in case they want to stand out. Remember, I mean, when we talk about APs, we are talking about APs only for the students who are slightly ahead of the curve, right? If you are, or let's say if in case you're looking for top 50 colleges, right? If in case you're not, then you don't really have to think too much about the APs if in case the academic scores are not in place right now, right? The topmost priority is to make sure that your academic grades are really, really high. And then you start looking for any of the APs. If your academic grades are not good, I don't know if it would make sense for you to put in so much time towards AP. I think that would be my advice, Sunita. Lokesh Pandit. Okay, sorry, I missed this question. What is the fee structure for each of the courses you listed, Rasi? Lokesh, for all the AP courses is 45,000 plus GST, irrespective of any subject. It's a standard fees. So I don't have any more questions on the chat right now. I'll wait for another 1 minute. We are dot on time. It's 10:59 right now. I'll just wait for another 1 or 2 minutes if in case you have any question. Okay, I got another question. How often are the classes held? It's once a week, Sridhi, for 2 hours. So once a week per subject for 2 hours. Thanks, Sridhi. I've kept this number on the screen. The first one is my number, so you can feel free to reach out to me. The second one is my partner's number, so you can reach out to any of these numbers at any point of time post the webinar as well. Great. I don't think there are any more questions. Thanks a lot. Thanks everyone for joining in on Saturday morning. I hope it was a useful session and you have enjoyed sitting through this for last 1 hour. Thanks for joining in.
Thank you, Rajvi.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.